What up, everyone, and welcome to the Social Room, where strategic networking meets insightful business conversations. I'm your host, Aiden Snell, and this show is designed to connect you with business leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs who are not only crushing it and making waves within their industries, but who might also just share the game that can take you to the next level. In each episode, we'll explore the stories of these business owners and how they're impacting lives. Who knows? You might just find your next big opportunity right here on this episode. So sit back, tune in, and let's get social. All right, guys. Today we are joined by the one and only Sindy Mondesir, co-founder of CTC Benefits HQ. Sindy, so happy you could join us today. How are you?
I'm doing well, Aiden. How are you today?
Amazing. I'm blessed. I can't complain. It's a beautiful sunny Thursday here in Miami. Sindy, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where are you from? What are you passionate about?
So myself, I am originally from the Chicagoland area, a small town called Evanston, Illinois. Born and raised there. I went to school at Columbia College in Chicago as a liberal arts major, but then early on after graduation had a passion for people and so got into the human resources space. Right now I live in half-time in Columbus and then also Miami Beach, Florida.
Wow, amazing. Okay, cool. Well, awesome. Again, Sindy, it's so great to have you here on the show. Thanks for sharing a little bit about yourself and what you're doing. To start off, we're going to get right into what I call the Power 5. I'm going to ask you 5 power questions, and you're going to give me your best answers, no pressure. You ready?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, question number 1. What's been the most valuable lesson you've learned from failure, Sindy?
The most valuable lesson from failures is you don't fail. It's just you continue to try and build something. I won't say perfection, but you continue to try until you build something that's sustainable and something that is of value to yourself and also to others.
So good. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
If you had to start over, what's the first thing you'd do differently?
If I had to start over, I would say focus more on my education as far as like what I really wanted to do. Human resources was something that I kind of just fell into, but background in liberal arts was focused on history, and so I think just having a more defined plan would have been good, even though everything has gone well for me as far as professionally. But I would say just being a little bit more focused as far as purpose and intention at a younger age.
So good. What's the best investment you've made in your business?
So the best investment that I've made in my business has been with people and relationships. I think it is extremely important that you're able to have meaningful and impactful relationships, not only with your employees, but then also with the individuals who you are providing a service or product to.
Nice. I love that, Sindy. If you could master one skill, what would it be and why?
If I could master one skill, it is being extremely focused. I touch a lot of things, all the time. So just really focusing on sometimes one project where I'm able to see it through completely and have it be 100% as far as what I think as a good result. So it would be focusing more.
Love that. Last question. What's been the proudest moment in business so far?
So the proudest moment, I would say, it's not one particular moment, but just small nuggets. But really, at CTC Benefits HQ, we've built out a platform that employers, large groups, associations can use. And so it was really coming to see that platform come to life as a form of technology. So I would say that is the biggest accomplishment, biggest biggest joy, recent joy with building that platform out.
Amazing, Sindy. That's amazing. Well, awesome. Great job. That concludes the Power 5 segment. You crushed it. Let's dive deeper into the CTC Benefits HQ company, right? How did you find yourself in this space? How did you find yourself a part of CTC Benefits HQ?
So, I've been in the HR space where I've been leading HR organizations for just about 30 years. And so, one of my passions or one of my key initiatives have always been the employee experience and then employee engagement. So, what do you do to contain and to keep employees at your organization? And that is through engagement, offering added value. So, you offer benefits, you offer pay, compensation, and things like that. But there's always that additional, nugget or carrot that you can offer employees that they can't find at other organizations. And so that has been my experience throughout my career. So in building CTC Benefits HQ with Sam Mondesir, who happens to be my husband, what we looked at as ways of being able to support employers, large groups, and associations is what do they need to be able to offer either their employees or their members to keep them engaged? And that, springboarded the whole concept of CTC Benefits HQ was to provide benefits to organizations where their employees would not have to necessarily pay for a benefit, but be able to use this platform to bring in different benefits that would be beneficial for them and their family members. And then in turn, supporting those organizations with a financial incentive. So every member or employee that purchases a product or service on this platform, we then share our financial incentives with them. And then they in turn can use those funds to either fund a campaign, to provide a wellness program for their employees. So a win-win, not only for the employer, but then also the employee.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so awesome. Thanks for sharing all of that.
Yes.
So tell me more specifically, Cindy, like who are the specific types of people or organizations that you're helping out that are really benefiting from what it is that you offer?
Yeah. So historically, we were really focusing on associations. So any size associations, we have a network of approximately 40 million members with all the associations that we're involved with.
Wow.
And so that was the first, focus point was associations that were nonprofit that had a budget scarcity at the end of the year to do other things for their members. But in doing that, what we found was this would be very beneficial for employees and other groups also. There's always that budget or lack of budget for employee programs. And so being able to share with financial incentives, you're not having to pull away from the budget, but you're able to implement and supplement that budget through that financial sharing model that we have with CTC HQ.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So for the most part, we're really working with these associations, all types of sizes.
Exactly, and now we're getting into the employer space.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So tell me about like the pain points, the problems that your audience typically faces, Cindy, in which that you come in and solve and help out with.
Yeah. So the pain points I would say is offering benefits that are of value to your member or your employee, having it be where it is very distinctively different in pricing. So offering something that they find at a better price through this platform, and then really marketing the products and ensuring that the members are aware of these great benefits that you as an association or you as an employer are offering. And so those are some of the pain points. And again, we just spoke about budget. So always having that short in budget when it comes to employee resource programs or employee wellness, added benefits to the member. So those are some of the pain points that we work together with hand in hand with the employer or the association to see how we can relieve some of that pain.
Got you, got you. And what happens if they ignore these problems, right? If they ignore these pain points that they're facing?
So I would say, we're looking at the landscape when it comes to workforce. We're looking at a landscape where it's extremely competitive. And so you as the employer, you're always having to look at ways of being able to provide that employee with an exceptional employee experience in engagement with the employee. And so being able to offer different benefits that your competitor doesn't keeps that employee engaged and provides a really good employee journey, employee experience. As far as the associations, if you don't provide them with value added benefits, you have the chance of losing them also. So it's really always fighting for members, ensuring that your members feel that amount of money that they're paying on an annual basis is actually valuable to them and makes sense for them to continue to be a member of your association.
Nice. I love that. So by implementing what it is you offer, you're going to retain those employees a lot more, right? And provide them with that exceptional employee experience.
Exactly.
Nice. What are some of like these benefits that you guys do offer to keep these employees? What are some of these resources specifically that you feel like are kind of separate you, CTC, from maybe your competitors, or that are an association would look at and say, okay, I can see how this is really going to allow my employees to feel safe, to feel loved, appreciated, and have an overall good experience?
Yeah, so, when we're picking these different vendors that we partner with, it really is a curated experience and very thoughtful. So we're looking, what do individuals, because employees or members are individuals who need, specific things. So what is it that they would feel of value? So one of the vendors that we have is actually Fetch Pet Insurance. And right now, the relationship between human and pet is becoming more and more humanized. And so having the opportunity to provide insurance for a pet who you love and you want to make sure that they're taken care of if they're sick is an extremely well-received benefit. Another vendor that we deal with is PetMeds. PetMeds offers pharmaceutical medications and wellness products for their customers and consumers. We have staples, we have travel. So all of those different vendors, those are things that individuals are already using, but sometimes, at the end of the month, may be a little bit short. So being able to find something where you're saving 10% on, you're saving up to 50% on, is a really value add for that individual who's on that platform looking for things either for their pets, for themselves, or for their family.
I love that. That's awesome, Cindy. Can you tell me about a client success story? What transformation you were able to provide through your work?
Sure. So I won't call them out by name. However, it's a large faith-based group. They have over 14,000 churches, 7 million members, and
Wow.
they are very focused on mission projects. And so, what we were able to do for this organization was through a program that we had with Office Supply, who would have thought, they were able to provide their members slash parishioners with these links to go and purchase office supplies through one of our providers. And the funds that were saved and the revenue that we received back from the vendor, we were able to share that with this faith-based organization, and they were able to use those funds to fund different programs on the mission field. So
Wow.
it's a very successful program, and we've had great success with it for the past, I would say, 10 years now.
Wow, that's amazing. So as a result of working with CTC Benefits HQ, they were able to fund these projects. And how do you think that right there, like working with you, how do you think that transformation applied within the lives of not only the community, but the mission trips that they're going out, right? The communities that the mission trips are focused on, right?
That's right. Huge transformation, because you are speaking of life-saving surgeries, eye surgeries, different mission trips to support cataract surgery, also funding for schools within different countries. Being able to support missionaries that are going out on those mission trips, having them being able to even go on the trips, being able to stay there for anywhere from 10 days to a couple of months. So it truly was life-saving transformation work. Because they did partner with CTC, they were able to use that financial incentive to fund some of those projects. So very excited about that.
Wow, that's amazing, Sindy. I love it. Well, how can the people work with you? Where can they find you?
So our website is, and we would love for more people to work with us and get this experience. But our website is www.ctcbenefitshq.com. So you can go on, you can register. It's free to register, free to sign up, and you'll see the different vendors that we partner with. Or you can always email us at info@ctcbenefitshq.com. And we'd love to just share our story, share our journey, and see how we can partner with you to be able to have some of those financial incentives go into your organization.
Let's go. Any last words for the audience?
Well, thank you, Aiden. This has been great. And I'm just wishing that everyone continues to understand how competitive the landscape is. And so always top of mind, members, employees, finding ways of being able to provide individuals with good experiences and a wonderful journey when they connect with your brand.
Let's go. Awesome, Sindy. Thanks so much for joining us on the Social Room. It's been an honor having you, and I'm wishing you a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Aiden. Likewise. Bye-bye.
And that is a wrap on this episode of The Social Room. I hope you found some great insights and maybe even some potential opportunities and ideas. Remember, the connections you make today could be the game changers of tomorrow. If you're interested in continuing the conversation or exploring potential partnerships, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Stay tuned until next time.